Why you decide you want to be like criminal lawyer?
Well, not everybody is guilty. People in our community who have no resources or have no way to get help.
What do you like most about criminal law?
It's the people that you meet and their parents that motivates me to help them. And to me, that's one of the most important things.
The biggest thing that our youth are falling into, and what would be the number one thing they're committing?
A lot of our youth are getting caught up reckless driving or careless driving, and they have no idea what kind of consequences that will cause.
Hey guys, and today episode Beyond the Chair is gonna be with the attorney Ramy Hijazi and AKA Mo Guns and Hussein and Nashid. We're gonna discuss a lot about lawyer stuff and gun stuff and how they got together, how they partner up, and how they opened the Point Blank. So, you know, we love to support people and we love to see like successful people too. And they tell us about their story, how they build it. So, Ramy, what year you decided like, you know, I want to be a lawyer?
It was when I was a little kid, actually. I always enjoyed problem solving. And so as I grew, I noticed myself always being there for people and helping them. And I genuinely enjoyed it. And so as I got older, I realized, why not have a whole business around that concept? And so that's what really inspired me to become an attorney.
How old are you when you decide you want to?
I was probably 13 years old, if I remember correctly. As I got a little older, after graduating high school, I started working at the 20th District Court, which is in Dearborn Heights. And that's what really turned my passion.
Okay. And why you decide you want to be like criminal lawyer?
A lot of people ask me that question. They always say, you know, why are you going to defend a criminal? First of all, not everybody is guilty. There's so many people that I talked to that were innocent. And so, you know, those people deserve representation. Also, many people can't afford a lawyer, or many people in our community who just speak Arabic have no resources or have no way to get help. And so I figured why not help our community? And you know, criminal law is going to be one of the more popular ones. Most people, get in trouble with some sort of issue in their life. So that's why, you know, I just want to help our people.
What do you like most about criminal law?
It's the people that you meet and their parents, especially. When someone comes to me and they have a proper foundation system, it motivates me to help them. Because I know whatever they did, whether, you know, when people agree or disagree, they're going to come out learning from it. And to me, that's one of the most important things. I would hate to have a client be represented, learn through the process, and then go out and do it again. So what I enjoy most is a good support system.
Okay. Did you ever present somebody he's guilty and you're trying to make him not guilty?
That's a difficult question. You know, a lot of people will come to me and admit, you know, whatever they did. But it doesn't mean that they're not worthy of any representation.
Or maybe the ramification is too excessive.
I mean, yeah,
right?
A lot of people, they do mistake. We're not perfect. But I was wondering.
A lot of it has to do with what type of punishment someone gets too. You know, they could admit to their guilt, but we need to determine what sort of punishment is necessary and reasonable for their actions.
What would you say is the biggest thing that our youth, you know, community youth, are falling into, let's say between like the most critical years where, say, I can commit a crime right now because it's adolescence, but I don't know how bad that's going to affect my future, even though I might have a degree, etc. Like, what would you say, Dave?
I would say that most people are getting in trouble within the age range of 16 and 19.
And what would be the number one thing they're committing? Like,
most of the times they're going to be very major driving offenses. A lot of our youth are getting caught up in reckless driving or careless driving, and they have no idea what kind of consequences that will cause.
Many DUIs?
Yeah, actually not so much from our community. A lot of DUIs, I mean, they're there, but a lot of it comes from the outside communities. Close by though. Yeah.
So like, you mentioned something that's a really hot topic in this community, reckless driving, right? We had Abdullah Hamoud the other day. Lovely guy, was talking about how he's putting programs to save lives, right? What would you say, like, something major that happened, car collision, whatever, where it's more than a car accident, looking spiffy, mate.
Out of 10?
10 out of 10. And
That's a teamwork.
and thank you. I appreciate your hard work, and I'm your first $120 customer.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate it.
Price has gone up, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Of course. Very happy to support Tifa. Very hardworking.
Alhamdulillah. Always,
Thank you. I
always.
appreciate it. So is you, bro.
So yeah, go on, tell me like, okay, what's the most serious thing that can happen in a, you're reckless driving, you think you're just having fun, but what's the most reckless thing that's going to happen from a legal point of view,
Yeah, that's actually a great question. So reckless driving creates an automatic suspension on your driving.
How long does that last for?
6 months automatically off the gate if you're found guilty of it.
Insurance goes up?
Oh, insurance will skyrocket.
Okay.
It also puts 6 points on your driving record, from my memory. I could be wrong, but I remember 6 points. Also, a whole host of consequences. One being you can't have a CPL for 8 years. Why is the right to hold a firearm concealed related to a driving offense? I have no idea, but that's what our law states.
Because it shows you're more likely not to follow the rules.
Sure, one can argue, yeah.
What's the most common case you worked on?
Most common cases that we work on in this community, and especially what I do now, is going to be all traffic-related offenses. So, like we were speaking earlier, reckless driving, drag racing, such a big one. You always have these young guys driving. I mean, we're sitting here cutting hair. I heard people racing by us maybe 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And this is a big problem in our community, and they don't realize that these things stay on the record forever. It's a criminal history that they're creating. And so for the rest of their lives, when they apply for jobs, they're going to have to check off yes, if they're found guilty of drag racing.
Right.
Wow.
And that's a big deal. That can stop you from going to college. That can stop you from getting a job. That will penalize you when it comes to...
That's one of the reasons I want to bring people like that. We can understand.
What's going on?
Yes, and we can stop doing wrong thing. That way it's not going to affect us in the future. So we appreciate it. It's a good point.
The one thing I want to say, in Michigan, it's very easy to get found guilty of drag racing. The law is in favor of the state. Even if you're spectating, and I say if you're watching at a gas station, if I'm innocently at a gas station fueling gas and I come around and watch this race that's happening in front of me, I'm guilty of a misdemeanor. Spectating a drag racing. See how easy you can get convicted of it.
Is that because of like the number of lives that we see lost?
I assume.
Through car collisions and stuff?
I assume so. I don't agree with that. I don't think that we should be charging people with misdemeanors for spectating a drag racing. But in the state's view, they're saying you're aiding and abetting. Without anybody watching, is anyone going to continue to race? So that's where they justify it.
What's the first thing you tell the client when you first meet them when they have a case?
Okay, so a lot of people love coming to me and then just talking about everything.
That way they feel better.
I mean, like, I have my ears on, right? I want to hear certain facts. I mean, they'll start telling me what they ate that day, what their mom told them on the way out of the house.
Yeah, they're trying to soften you up so you don't charge them as much.
Probably. People always tell me that, but
never know.
People love just to talk, and it's due, right? They need to feel comfortable that you're going to help them.
Yeah.
Correct,
Right?
yeah.
So you have to have your ears open. You can't tell them, let's get to the point. I always come ears open. I hear out their story.
I don't know why. Me personally, I like to go straight to the point.
Me too. After getting the experience, I'm straight to the point. But most people don't have that experience. Yeah.
A lot of time it's because of fear and stuff. But yeah, continue to your point. You were saying they'll come in, they'll tell you all the story, but what do you tell them?
So the number one lesson I like telling people is if you're ever involved in anything with a police officer, is to literally shut up. Just shut up. Don't say anything, because whatever you say is going to be used against you. It's not that there's a chance, they will most definitely use it against you. And so I don't care how obvious it is. I don't care what you did. Very respectfully tell an officer, with all due respect, officer, you're doing your job. I'm going to maintain my silence. And that's it. That easy.
I have a question. Can a criminal case drop before the trial?
Oh, absolutely. There's a whole host of reasons why it might drop. Yeah, so one being that the victim doesn't want to pursue the person that's being charged. They say, I want to drop the case. You see that a lot with domestic violence. Maybe the ex-wife says, I don't want to pursue my husband anymore. It's over.
Okay.
Right?
How you prepare, let's say that case went to trial. how do you prepare yourself to go when the trial happening?
So I've never had a trial myself. I've been in attendance of many times actually, and I've seen the whole process. But trial is a very, very niche area. So only the best of the best should be in trial. It is difficult. A lot can happen at any time if you're not well aware of literally every single rule. Your client can be found guilty for something that you could have objected to, meaning you're telling the judge, stop this evidence from coming in or stop this person from testifying. And so you need, if you ever need a trial attorney, find one that has done many trials. And every lawyer has to start from somewhere.
Yes.
But if I'm looking for a trial attorney, I'm gonna go with the one who's had the best track record.
Do you have someone you can recommend?
So I want to know, how many people supposed to be on the trial? Like it goes against you, or these the people they're gonna decide?
Are you talking about the jury?
So the
Jury, yeah.
It's unanimous. The jury needs to unanimously say that that person is either guilty or not guilty.
How many people usually be
All
there?
of them, yeah.
Like 10?
I forget the exact
12,
number. I know that it starts
how I
at
know?
a certain amount.
Rather get carried by
remember.
6 than judged by 12. Straight,
And then
baby.
as the trial goes, they could eliminate. Yeah, so a trial, and I forget the number of jurors, right? But it could be 12 if I'm not mistaken. But we'll start off with a pool. They'll go through the trial, and then at certain points, people get let go in certain instances. And so it ends up being less than what you start with.
12, but 8 people went on your side and 4 people went against you. Is that make the person you presenting, it's gonna win?
So that would be a hung jury. So if you're going in a trial and they're trying to find you guilty of a crime, they could not find you guilty unless 100% say you're guilty.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to say.
The juries.
All of them have to say you're guilty. And
Can
if
the-
even one person says not guilty, they're gonna have to continue.
To try and bring more evidence to like...
No, they can't go back and retry the case, but what they'll do is
Oh,
they'll
the jury
continue
will continue to discuss and
it's called to
deliberate.
deliberate. Yes, the jury will continue to deliberate and deliberate and deliberate. And really, at a certain point, if they say we're in deadlock, we can't agree, they can talk to the judge, and the judge will declare usually a hung jury, and that means it's over.
The case is gone now.
What's the biggest challenge you face when you have a case and you want to defend him?
Most of the time, there are clients that don't want to take your advice, right? So they hire you, and they're asking you to use your professional opinions, and then when you give your opinions, they go right against you. Very difficult. I've had clients where...
Is that happened to you?
Yes, absolutely. And you have to tell the judge that you want to leave the case. You can't just leave. An attorney cannot just quit and say, I'm not representing you anymore. You have to go to court, you have to stand in front of the judge and motion and say, I want to withdraw from the case. And you have to have a reason why. The judge can't freely give it.
Deny that?
Yes, absolutely. It's very rare that they deny it, but 9 out of 10 times they'll approve it. Most attorneys will say there's been a breakdown of communication between my client and I, and I'd like to withdraw from the case. And then they'll tell, your former client or your client, do you object to anything? Do you have anything to say? If not, boom, you're out.
Do you have any moment, like you say, you know what, I wish I didn't do that part, I wish I did it different, and like your journey?
Yeah, so I was very happy to leave Dearborn. So my first year, I went to University of Toledo Law. I went there for the first year, and man, I just wanted to. I thought Dearborn in Michigan was the worst. I hate the city. I'm sick of it. It's people speeding, people this, and then I get to Ohio.
You realize.
And I realize I love Michigan. I love Dearborn. Man, there's no life down there.
That's why they call it the armpit of the United States.
I could step outside right now and forget that it's midnight. We're filming right now and it's midnight.
Guys, this is a very expensive podcast.
Forget about it.
Very expensive podcast.
So I have a question. How you guys came with the idea to open a gun shop And who came up with the name of Point Blank?
So the irony of it is I was sitting in a barber chair just like I am now, and that's how we came up with the idea. Muhammad Ali was cutting my hair one day, and he had a very nice shotgun on his pool table, and I really wanted it, and we couldn't find it anywhere. We drove everywhere for it, you know. We're looking for this shotgun, nowhere to be seen. And so the idea was inspired at that point. And so Muhammad Ali would push me every day, literally every day. Why do we always talk about ideas and we don't execute? Let's open up a gun store to serve our community.
I mean, for months.
Because here, around here, we don't have any gun shop. So anybody need to buy ammo, or he gotta drive to get ammo, or drive to get a gun, or
And
you know, anybody
my...
gotta have some kind of defense at home if you have a family. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So rather go to close place.
For me, it was more about like the idea, the envision. It came from actually for both of us to be able to cater to our own community. Whenever the Arabs or I'm half Lebanese, half African American, I would help everybody out. They would call me, just me being the gun guy. Before I even opened the business, having a solid collection, word got out, everybody knew. So they would call me, where should I go? And I'd have to send them, 30 miles this way, 15 miles this way.
Yep.
So over some time, it like just kind of hit me like, hey, this is my passion. Why not, cater to our own people? So I was mentioning it to Ramy, like, hey, Ramy, I have a brilliant idea. Let's open up a gun shop. Ramy comes in with the nitty and gritty, like, okay, well, where are you thinking? How about our supply? Just all of this. And then after like months and months of like me attacking him, like, all right, let's do it, and he'd say, let's do it. And then the next morning, it's kind of like fell off. And then one day, sitting in that barber chair, Ramy jumps up, let's do it. And not only let's do it, let's go for a cruise right now at 12 a.m. and try to look for a building. And we found the location.
But why you guys decided in Dearborn Heights?
So that's because to serve our community. That's a good question. We wanted to serve our community. But the irony of it all is the zoning in Dearborn Heights is difficult. And we went to all the buildings that were available, and there were none available. We couldn't open up in Dearborn Heights. So we started going out into these other cities, neighboring cities that were close to Dearborn Heights, and getting no luck. Every city was afraid. No, the gun store, we're not sure.
It's not typical.
You need to talk to this person has to say yes. So we were getting near the end. We basically wanted to quit at this point. We go to Del Taco. Do you know where Del Taco is on Ford and Telegraph? Mm-hmm. And we order some stuff. We pull around. We park. We're eating. And I'm looking out my windshield, and I see a big for lease sign in the building. And I look at Muhammad Ali. I turn. I go, oh my! Look, this would be the perfect location.
Right there. Yeah.
I turn on my high beams. We get out. We look in the glass. We're like, this is the perfect size, just around 4,000 square feet. Let's call them. We were so excited. We were going to call at midnight. And I had to think about it, like, no, this is a bad idea. Don't call at midnight. And so the next day we called them. We got together. We agreed on a price. And it was just like that. We were already in the building. We were tearing it down with our own hands.
So how you guys seen the Dearborn Heights community supporting you guys?
Oh, that's a tough question, actually. So we open to serve our community, and I appreciate every little bit of support and what we've been able to give back. But really, our biggest supporters, and I know this because when we run background checks, we get to see where they live. Our customer base comes from the city of Detroit.
Interesting.
People might call that controversial. We don't. Everybody is trained properly. People are vetted, people are screened, and then they can get their firearms.
I've seen how you guys run your business. It's always on point.
Absolutely.
So most of your clients from Detroit?
Yes.
Shahada.
Most of our, I would say, 6 out of 10 of our customers come from the city of Detroit. Yes.
I mean, that's a good thing.
And the other three out of 10 is coming from like all the outskirts of Dearborn Heights.
What would you think?
But to be honest, that's amazing or no?
I don't, doesn't matter to me. I appreciate everyone's business.
That's amazing. I promise you. My shop in Garden City, right? Hamad, he remember when he used to work with me. 90% of my client, not from here, all of them 40 minutes away, 45 minutes away.
Some from Ohio.
He knows, which I love it. Look how amazing you are, bro. If people come, look how your service and like they can't find it near them, they come up to you. Like they I decide to drive to get to that place. It's amazing.
But what do you think is the reason why your own community is not supporting? Are we just not clued up on guns, or like?
No, I think we are.
Then what would you think it is?
So I believe the primary reason would be one that, man, our community and the Arab especially, they just don't know how to form one and be one. We struggle with it. I don't know why.
I promise you,
struggle with it.
any community, like African people, same thing. Mexican people. I heard that I'm a barber. Like I hear a lot of stories. Any kind
He's right.
country, they not country. I mean,
very rarely support.
yes, they feel difficult. Like they rather go. You know what? I'm gonna go to this guy because this guy from my country, and he doesn't give me discount. He doesn't give me.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, that's not.
I think.
Just as a side note, it's not to say we don't have anybody from our community shopping with us. It's just relative to what we expected. We expected like maybe 95% of the sales to come within our community, as opposed to on the outskirts of our community. But we do get a lot of love from people. But I think like what Ramy says, just like forming together as one is something that.
It's a human psychology, right? How to have said it. Even in the African American community, you find everywhere else, right? Human psychology is, I can't see Ramy beyond the memories that I've formed with him. Just because now you're selling guns, I might not like you, I might not like your friends, I might just not want to support you. Or it could be, which I also think, our community is very reserved when it comes to guns, I feel. I don't know. Do you feel that way?
Not necessarily, not to an extent.
Like whenever I'm at the range and I see like a couple of Arab boys, it's like, I don't know, I feel like there's a certain category of Arabs that are gonna go get guns. A lot of people are like reserved, like I don't want a gun, you know, like so maybe there's a bit of education behind it. I don't know if that's the case, but
in that sense, yeah.
So how you guys check background when you need to sell a guns?
So everybody has to sit down and fill out a form 4473. It's a standard form issued by the federal government.
Are you gonna let them do it, or are you gonna be next to them?
No, they have to do it independently.
We actually are regulated to the point where we can't even stand next to them. If they ask us a question on like to elaborate the one of the questionnaires, we have to direct them to a piece of paper that we have written or we have printed out that elaborates the question. So, and that's done as a safety measure, so that way we don't tamper with a straw purchase. What a straw purchase is, I'll let the lawyer explain that.
Yeah, so the government is really afraid of people buying guns for people that shouldn't buy them.
like underage, maybe they got
felonies,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or you know the wife who's buying the gun for the felon husband. This is a very big issue in the whole United States, and the whole purpose behind not assisting people or elaborating, you know, what does this word mean? I just don't know. We have to say, well, you have to look it up yourself, unfortunately.
Right.
Is to prevent the straw purchase.
Or for us leading them to the correct answer.
Somebody buying a gun for somebody that shouldn't have it, or even buying a gun for anybody. You have to buy a gun for yourself. You can never buy a gun for the intention of giving it to someone else. Unless it's a real gift. There's a gift exception. Gift means you can't accept money for it.
Yeah. So now let's say I want to gift my kid a gun. She's under 21, it's a pistol. Obviously she can't conceal carry, but can she still own it under her name when I go to the police station and put it under her name?
No. In the state of Michigan, well, I mean, I know your daughter is age, you know, but in the state of Michigan, you have to be 18 or older to own a handgun.
Right.
But you have to be 21 really to buy it from a gun store.
So once she's 18, I can actually gift her a gun?
Through a third party, yeah, exactly. You can, we can't.
Wait, so elaborate, what do you mean through a third party?
So if you're 18 or under the age of 21, you can obtain a firearm, but you just cannot purchase it from a gun store. So you have to purchase it from a third party. So like another civilian,
gotcha.
like someone like yourself has no connections with a gun store. You bought a gun, you sell it to somebody under the age of 21, but over the age of 18. That's fully.
But now my question is about gifting it to my child. So she's not 18. I can gift her a gun or no?
So you can't put it in her name, but she could go with you to the range at a certain age and shoot the gun with
But she
you.
can never carry it herself?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Because I know, like, if
I
you
would,
don't...
I would refrain.
Obviously, I wouldn't. Zaza gets a bit issues.
What's the most popular guns customers comes and they ask about?
Oh, that's a great question for Mo, actually. This is,
Generally for handguns, it's going to be a Glock. Any type of Glock. Glock has a contract with all the TV shows and all the army, like the army and the law enforcement and whatnot. So usually, even if people are new to guns, they just come in, I want a Glock. Why do you want a Glock? I need a Glock. The Glock is the best gun I see on the TV. My boy told me a Glock.
What gun you carrying?
SIG 365.
Can I see
It's
it?
a SIG. Yeah, it's right here.
Got him!
So I can't pull it out right now because it's loaded. You know, obviously safety is the first step of measurement.
Nice. What are you carrying, Ramy?
same gun as him, P365.
365, same here.
Well,
365.
I actually made mine safe before, but you know, I'll show you guys. It's a nice gun. So this is actually Mo's favorite gun. It's a SIG P365 X Macro. Comes with a Romeo X optic. And for the size, you can't go wrong. For real. Look how small this is. I mean,
It's got very
fits
low
in the
profile.
palm of my hand.
Yeah, very
almost,
low profile.
But yeah. And so we always practice safety, as you see, even though it's unloaded. I won't put my finger on the trigger. I treat every gun as loaded, and you'll never make a mistake.
Yep.
I think one thing to elaborate on though, many people believe within the community, we've heard it from others, is, oh man, I don't know how, like especially like Arab ladies, what do you do for a living? You know, I own a gun store. Oh, that's no good. And then I start asking the questions like, well, why is it no good? And then usually it's, because people just come into the store and they just buy a gun, and you know, they pick out the gun, they put the money on the table, you put it in the register, Allah nabi ma'ak, you know, take care. And really no, like there is an extensive background check that is done and conducted within our organization, actually every gun store. And it's not just something that Ramy and I came up with, answer these questions. It's regulated through the ATF, the FBI, so they fill out these questionnaires. We send it to them electronically, some people call it in, and then they tell us, they give us the answer whether this person can obtain a firearm or not, this person can have one or carry one. So it's not just like you walk into the gun store, you pick your gun, you pay, and you go from there.
So what about you, Hassan? What's your favorite gun?
I've
got a couple of favorite guns, but
I need one.
between 365 and HK.
I knew it.
Yeah. HK because
VP9.
yeah, I like HKs because they're German. I'm very biased to German manufacturing. My camera equipment, my guns, all German, except my cars, American. Muscle.
Must drive American cars.
We'll get you in the German cars.
I had German. I moved to America when I came here. America.
Oh, really?
Make it great again, baby. What about you? What's yours? Favorite?
Like small gun or?
Handgun. We're only talking handgun.
Rifle. Let's do it.
Easy
Rifle,
Rocky,
I
of course,
gotta
it's
change my
AK.
answer. I gotta change my answer. It's a rifle.
AK all day.
Easy Rocky, come on.
SP5K. SP5K for a rifle.
my baby, all day.
Yeah. Well, actually, it still counts. as a
Long
handgun.
gun.
Yeah.
Long gun.
Long
You
gun.
can sub gun.
A small one like a Glock.
Glock.
Yeah,
Which one?
Which one? The one I bought from you?
19.
43X or 19?
Yeah, 43X.
43X.
He bought so many guns, I can't even.
Tief, you've been asking us all the questions.
This is actually
it's
true.
our turn. We got to ask you a question.
Yalla.
I've always wondered, Tief, what do you enjoy most about doing what you do?
I meet the beautiful faces over here. I have connection with a lot of people. Like let's say, look good, you feel good.
Absolutely.
I love to make people feel good. And a lot of connection, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm still living for my family.
Absolutely. Well, I walked in today feeling really bad, and I'm walking out I haven't had a haircut like this in forever.
Alhamdulillah.
So
Best
I
120.
understand.
Best 120 you've spent.
I'm telling you, there's a haircut and then there's a teeth cut.
Hatif, one thing I notice about you, you always say feed family. Whenever you talk about someone, not in front of just camera, like even when you say this guy, he's doing good, mashallah, he's feeding his family. Why? I mean, I know that's what people do. They work to feed family, but sometimes you see people work to feed themselves, just like my ego. انت دائما هاي الكلمة تجيبها. Feed family.
You know, because I grew up, like, I don't want to say broke, but my mom passed away when I was young. My dad, same thing. And I literally, back then, I seen the kids, they driving a bicycle. I can't afford even buying a bicycle. That's true story. So I always sit and cry, but like I want to do that. Yeah, like I don't have somebody support me and make me work really, really hard. And I started seeing like anybody have hard time with money-wise, I go help him. I'm not rich, but
But you've been there, so you can relate. You can
I can do what I can do.
Yeah.
So, and I love people see them all they take care of like family, which cousins, friend. That's what I love about these two, because they friend and they get back each other.
Yeah, grow together.
Yeah, look at he's eating. They not greedy on Mohi did this or Ramy he did
Based
this.
on weight, I'd say he's eating more. But
Yeah, it's like a little bit more fun.
like they saying,
Maybe a little more.
if you wanna go far, you go alone. But if you wanna go further, you go with a good partner.
Absolutely.
So,
I like that.
I couldn't imagine for 1 second not having a business partner at the gun store.
Yeah.
I mean, the stress alone would just eat you.
Yeah.
100%. You gotta have a good person. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, no, it's
I mean, think about it. Because people have asked me, like, man, you're so successful, Smallah. Like, can you imagine it was just you in there? I was like, no, I can't imagine. I've never even imagined. I never.
You
even
can't handle it. A lot of stuff, Ramy do it. You can't do it. And a lot of stuff, you do it, Ramy can't do it.
Exactly. You feed off each other.
Yes.
You know, and that optimizes. That brings in more revenue, more faces.
These people, the one they tell you that,
they're the people that make me want to buy
they don't
guns.
like. No, not about guns. They don't like seeing both, like two guys. They successful and they love each other. Why? Because they can't do it.
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm gonna be happy for those two guys. And I love to see people, like, especially people I know, they too successful, they take it too far. I don't need anything from them. Let's say
I see them grow.
Yes, let's say I walk into any place and I see these guys, like, they welcoming me. Hey, T, bro, I know these guys. You know what I mean? Like, one time I went to the airport, me and my brother. As soon we walk in with the luggage, or I seen one guy, he came, he take both my luggage. I swear to God, I don't even know him. One time I caught him in Abdullah Salon. I can't even remember this guy. He said, do you remember me? I told him, no. Bro, you're a great guy. He shake my hand. I'm gonna take your luggage over there. And he didn't even tell me his name. Yeah. So it's a nice feeling, bro.
Establishing the relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. See that person there who comes up to you and he doesn't like your success. You know what Imam Ali alayhi salam says? He says, may God not increase their likes because they are stingy with other people's generosity. You like sharing bread with your brother, but they'll come up to you and they're like, yo, why didn't you do it by yourself, man? Oh my God, you're giving him 30%, you're giving him this. Why are you worried, you know? Stay in your lane, make your bread. We're cooking up over here, you know? So
that was actually a big concern for many people in our community, let's be honest right now.
In what sense?
So many people try to...
No, Muhammad, you talking around. Listen to this, please. So,
we're gonna come back to that one here.
A lot of people, they ask me, why you don't do the podcast, you first start, you have a lot of people, famous people, why you don't start with them? They famous, they knowing already. But I have so many businesses around me. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of successful people around me. I wanna share their story with me, and then later on I can do it with the other people. But these people, they need to support. Absolutely. So that's the reason I want to start from not our community, the people I know.
Yeah.
Within your network.
Yes, the successful people. put the words, how they start, how they build, how they make a great name.
Absolutely.
We go back to your question.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that a lot of people in our community, and it's very shameful to say, wanted to see me and Muhammad Ali separate. For whatever reason, God knows. But I mean, we'd have people in my ear and his ear, just like you were saying earlier. Are you out of your mind? Why would you partner with him? You guys are 50-50. What are you out? He's getting it for free. He's doing nothing. That's not true. None of it is true. So many people came into our lives and tried to divide us. And not for one moment were they successful.
And conspicuously as well.
I know our people could be savage.
I promise you, it will be
like,
the closest friend based on that.
and that's what it was.
Because that's
what it was.
when the day ends.
I know.
You know, when the day ends, we can go home. You know, we usually, you know, hang out. We'll talk about it. You want to hear what this guy said about you today?
And like, you know, this was like my you know, my first business. So for me, I went into it naive, and I was expecting everybody to be happy for me and happy for them, because they know if I'm opening this up, I'm gonna take care of all my people, right? And it kind of like bit me in the behind. Like, I was so oblivious, and I was
reality was a wake up.
I was so taken off guard by it. Like, the closest of closest people literally tried taking him to the side, like, hey, listen, let's you know, kick Moel to the curb, and, you know, I know more about guns, I know more about this, and the same thing with him, same thing with me, take me to the side, like, what do you need? He's just a lawyer, he doesn't know much about guns. But like you guys said, you stick together, you grow together. The communication was there, and
that quote, I never leave it out of my head. I'm telling you. If you want to go alone, if you want to go far, you go alone.
that's like every fortune.
Yes.
You know?
If you want to go further, you gotta have a good partner.
It's like every major company, right?
Yeah, bro.
Who does it by
making
themselves?
money either way.
Yeah.
But why? I'm happy. I have less headache, and we make same amount of money.
I love my Jewish business friends. One of them said to me, he said, even God, when he wanted to make great humans, he partnered up with prophets. Because God can talk to you directly. But he partnered up with a prophet. He said, you and me, let's go teamwork. Let's make this happen. You have to have teamwork to make it happen. I mean, in America, we always say teamwork makes the dream work, right? So, unfortunately though, us as Arab, I don't know if this is in any Bible or anything, but we're the only ones who have min sharri hasidin idha hasad. I always tell my friends, I said, you never hear a white guy that says, oh, my life is going bad because Jimmy over there gave me the evil eye, or Jimmy didn't wish me well. And then yet we have the audacity to say these people don't believe in God. But we claim to believe in God, and the moment we see someone doing good, oh, let's get in between them, or don't buy from him, or don't support him. I swear to you, the amount of people that I hear that watch, they just watch and wait for you to fail. That's all they want. Absolutely. We call them in Iraq Shimmata. Shimmata Hawaii, like diamond, right? A lot of people are talking behind your back, waiting for you to fall. So, but our community is not all doom and gloom, because we're being very unfair if we're just talking about the bad. They're the outliers, right? Our community, we have people that might never walk into your shop and buy a gun, but they still pray for your success when they see you.
Yeah, and for me, that was like that was like a big subhanallah moment, like praise be to God. At the same time, we're having all of the closest people that I've like been raised with, like, you know, having bad intentions towards what we got going on. And when we first opened the business, first couple of months, I'm seeing at the same time people in front of me like, hey, I'm here to buy a gun. And I'm looking at this person like, okay, I've known you forever, and I know you would never touch a gun. But in my heart, in my mind, I know it's just support. So I was blown away by that too. So yes, there were some positives, there were some negatives, but all in all, like it's been a great endeavor.
I don't buy a gun from you guys.
You know?
You don't buy your guns? I buy all my guns from them.
You're gonna buy not even one.
I bought so many guns from them.
POS system right now with your name. With your name.
Yeah, you guys want to hear something funny? You guys want to hear something funny?
Me personally, like I love to go to a place I know the people I'm gonna buy it from.
Of course.
Like I love to support them, bro. Either way, I'm gonna spend it there or there. Which one? I'm gonna feed these people I know.
We would always expect our closest family members to support us too, right?
Yep.
So one time I was in Dunham's buying a safe. We don't carry safes, they're too heavy.
Yep.
I don't like putting them in the store, I'm not breaking my back. As I'm buying the safe, I look over, I hear a very common noise of someone's voice. I look over and it's my first cousin buying a firearm from Dunham's.
Which is a mile away from our store.
Not to mention, this guy, literally, like, he raised me growing up. I look over at him, I go, what are you doing? He goes, Wallah, I swear to God, he told me I should do this because he said your gun was $20 more. I go, just call me, what's wrong with you? He goes, call us next time. 2 days later, he calls me and says, I need legal help. I say, here's the price.
Yep. I'm gonna charge you full.
You don't want to support me? Okay,
Yeah.
here's the price for everything.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You said it. It was one of like really close friend of mine. I don't want to mention name with that one. He's an amazing guy, like a great guy. Support everybody. I know him. One time he did it by mistake. He went. I don't want to even mention that kind of business.
Okay.
His cousin, he has seen that business, so he wouldn't need to buy from that business, and his cousin saw him there. He said, bro, wallah, like, I literally hate myself. Like me, inside, I hate myself. Not because of him, but like, I'm not supposed to do that, bro. My cousin has a business.
Like
They're cheaper, but even if they're gonna be more expensive, I should go and spend my money over there, not with these guys.
Think about it. At that point,
see, you just admit it, bro.
At that
That's
point,
amazing.
you have to go out of your way to do something like that. It's not something that stumbles upon you,
Yeah.
you know?
Look, this is my mindset, right? I have a beautiful religion where it's based on my intentions, right? So I can come into your business. I was gonna buy guns anyway, right? But when I come to your business, I'm making my niyyah that, Ya Allah, I'm buying to support my Muslim brother so that he can put bread on his table, so that his kids tomorrow don't have to go and commit crime, so that they can afford a nice life. Simple as that. That's real talk. That's my intentions, yeah? The other day we was going with the boys. I said, let's go to the range. They were like, oh, there's a really nice range. The lights go off and this pops out and that pops out, blah, blah, blah. I said, does a Muslim own it? They're like, nah. I said, not be racist or anything. Range 313 just opened up. I'd rather give my money to someone who's in my community. That's it.
Absolutely.
Because if I don't give him my business today in my community, one day I'm going to have to give him charity at the mosque. Right?
100%.
I'm going to have to go give him a charity there. So I'd rather support my own people. Real talk.
Hear this. This one is really funny. So I usually go to Point Blank. I want to buy a gun. If I see Ramy, how much that gun? He gonna give me a price. You know what? F Ramy. Let me call Mo. I call Mo. Mo gonna give me a price. F Mo. I'm gonna call other guy because I know all of them. It's not about greedy. No, but I feel comfortable when I go to them. If not Ramy, Mo. If not Mo, his worker. If not his worker, his other worker. And I get
if
out.
the price isn't good enough, you might even call my mom. Khalto, you gotta talk to your son.
What's up? Salam alaikum.
So I always talk shit, but I get out with 2 guns and bunch of bullets. So
And one good argument.
I really like recommend them. You guys go and check them out. Any client come to my store and call with me, I message Ramy or I message Mo. Hey guys, somebody gonna come make sure. Like I know they're gonna take care of him no matter what. But just to make sure, because these people, I know them.
I got a question for you. A lot of people we bring here, they always have a similar theme that they didn't get community support. Did you, when you started?
Yeah, I got a lot. Actually, like Dearborn Heights, that's
what built you?
yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Amazing community.
Is it because you're a good barber, or is it because they're good people?
I don't know. I can't say I'm a good barber. You gotta let people think about you.
That's for others to judge.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a good barber.
I could. You're a great barber.
Is it hard to find a good support staff? I know that, at our store, finding workers, I'm sure this is everyone's problem.
Huge turnover.
Finding workers, good workers, someone who's gonna help you is a challenge, man.
So it is really hard. Me personally, like the most amazing thing, it's loyalty. With our job, it's different than yours. Yours, you can teach them in 2 weeks and let them be on point with that, right? Maximum 3 weeks.
3 months actually.
With me, like when I bring somebody, it take me 6 months, 7 months, or he gonna be good or he gonna be bad. And if he gonna be good, his personality not gonna be good with the customers. Like customers gonna come, hey, can I get a haircut? Okay, so cut him right away with that communication.
Maybe not personable and whatnot,
yes.
Not talkative.
These kind of people, they push them. So 6-7 months I spend on this guy, and he gonna be bad. It's really hard for me. But alhamdulillah, I have a great team. I have one of the most amazing team, like on point, quality wise. I want to give big shout out to these people, to be honest, because those my people. Team star, baby. I'll start with Khaloud. Khaloud, like she's muhajjaba. She's one of the top eyebrows tattoo artists in whole Michigan. I don't care whatever everybody said. Top one in Michigan. And we go to Lena. She's one of the most amazing hairstylists, amazing personality. They have good communication with the clients. Maryam, she does laser. Everybody goes to her. Man, what an amazing person. Yes, that's what we have, Habibi.
Yeah.
You and Team
We
Star.
actually ran into someone the other day. I was just saying, oh, you're from here? Oh, Maria,
We have
love her.
Tiffany.
I don't know
Big shout
Maria.
out to Tiffany. She's a female's body wax. And we'll go to the barbers. I have Barber K. He's amazing. I have
Barber Jibs don't miss.
Barber G. Barber Ray.
Jibs is a-
He's a top-notch barber, like scissor-wise. No, I'm talking Barber G. Barber Ray. So he's a amazing with scissors, like top-notch, to be honest. And I have Barber Jibs. He's from Canada. He just started. One of the most amazing his personality, it's top-notch, to be honest. As soon as you sit on the chair, you're gonna feel in love with him.
honestly.
His cut,
Very important.
yes, his cut, like amazing too.
You don't miss, baby.
Like he got it too, personal and barber game. I have Barber Abbas. He's amazing too.
Smallah, how
So-
many people have you listed?
Smallah got a whole
It's a
squad.
big team.
Yeah,
Wow. Mabruk.
I love my team. Big shout out. Let's kill it, baby.
Oh, yeah. So did you used to find, Muslim operated barbershops where you used to live?
London?
London?
London always, but
Really?
I always go to, at least in the UK, I always go to like Jamaican barbers or like black barbers, just because my hair is a little bit different. And we have our majority Muslim is Indians, not Arab.
Okay.
So Indian hair tends to be very like soft, fine, you know what I mean? So getting a fade over there, it wasn't it. Like,
Okay.
so I'd go to like Jamaican barbers, Nigerian barbers. Only in the last 2 years that I was in London, I was with a Syrian barber, and he is a beast.
Actually, I have a question for you. So, I know me working in a gun store, I have certain type of clients that I prefer to work with. How about you? Do you?
Like certain clients.
Yeah, like what? Like a certain type of client that you just do. You enjoy a client who comes in and says, "Okay, I want this exact haircut this way," or do you prefer somebody to maybe sit in your chair and be like, "You know what? You're the professional here. Hook me up."
Okay. So me personally, I don't have like a client come tell me, Teef, I need this, I need this. Usually my client just come sit, Teef, hook me up. I never have a client, like even the barbers, the one bro, what did you tell them? Why they don't be picky, like same with us? Bro, I don't know. As soon they say, Teef, just do whatever you want to do. So I have no problem with this. And by the way, I love picky client. Usually barbers, they hate that. But these picky client, bro, if you put it that way, they pay because they picky. If they're gonna go different barber, mess them up, they're gonna be mad. So they pay, they loyal, they will never cut with anybody else except you. That's why all my clients, they really picky.
Whose hair looks the sickest? Which one? Name one client. I know it's gonna be a tough question for you, but whose hair do you cut?
Like you're the
that
most
shows
proud when you.
the most talent. Your most talent comes out on.
I'll give a Fadi.
And so the rest of your clients are gonna be upset now.
No. Fadi, Fadi, he's
Fadi,
that type
there's
of
a lot of
guy.
Fadis.
Yeah, which Fadi
Which
talking
Fadi
about?
we talking about?
You guys seen the guy he FaceTimed me earlier?
Yeah.
The one he said, Tief, I messaged you. Why you didn't respond to me? It was him. Bro, this guy, he used to work at the hookah shop. I literally got half of Dearborn because of him. Just going there,
He's your marketing piece.
they came to him, hey,
Who cut you?
who cut your hair? And one of them, Amir Abdullah, his jersey over there, the football player. He was walking into a restaurant and Amir Abdullah, he called him, he said, hey, who's your barber? Can you give me his number? He told him, take my number.
Wow.
And he messaged me. That's the most,
That's the most important.
I don't know, he has that look.
See, but that's important. Like, see, we got one customer. How many customers he brought you? You can actually say that.
That's how I always tell any barber, make sure take care of your client. If you're not on social media, make sure that client, he has a 2 front, 3 front.
They're gonna end up.
When he gonna get out, he gonna be with them, they gonna ask him who cut your hair. So you got 2 people. Any one client, you got 2. So make sure take care of any client.
What's the best way for a new client to connect with you if somebody ever comes up to me and says, I need to know who cuts your hair? What's your favorite way?
Go to the annoying barber. Just tell them that they'll know.
I usually do it by text message, but I don't answer new phone numbers. Usually, like my client tell me, "Hey, Tief, that's my boy. I want you to hook him up."
Like a referral.
Yep. So, how you guys like the gun shop, like running it, and are you guys enjoying it?
Yeah, it's obviously, you're working with your passion. We love firearms. It defines us at this point, but it comes with a lot of stress at the same time.
It is.
a lot,
responsibility
a
too.
lot.
What's your biggest stress? Is it like the legalities? Is it laws constantly changing? Because you hear like, oh, guns are going to be banned, or someone's going to fight the Second Amendment, and all that madness.
So my biggest concern, I think we both share the same concern, is the uneducated customer.
Okay, talk to me.
Yeah, that's.
People walking in, please guys, remember, don't do this. If you ever go into a gun store, don't take your pistol out as fast as possible to show them a problem. It's at the end of the day, it's a weapon.
Right.
There's certain ways that you should go about it.
Yeah.
And the easiest way, obviously, is to come in, unload it, and put it in a box.
I gotta turn my face because I did it one time.
Oh, I did it. I did it.
This guy. So
I walked out one time to the store.
He walked in with his AK pointing at him.
I had to tell my coworkers, don't shoot. It's my buddy over here. Don't shoot. So to pick up off what you were saying, for me or for us, it's not the regulations, not getting the business shut down, like if we don't stay up to code. All that is meretricious when it comes to safety. So safety is what keeps me up at night. Just to make sure our employees are as vigilant as we are. Making sure, because we had a lot of scenarios, especially us. We didn't open up a franchise. We opened up on ourselves, so we had a lot of learning to do on the way. We've had customers come in before we created the no opening up ammo in our store. We've had customers come in, pull out their gun, and literally load their ammo. Now it may seem all innocent, like the person didn't know, if we set aside like even the safety hazards of how to even handle a firearm, which most people don't know how. But how do you distinguish whether this person had good intentions or bad intentions? Like for instance, he might say, oh, I'm just testing the gun. I'm just testing it to see if it fits in the gun if he got caught. But if he didn't get caught, was his plan to stick us up with it? And that's happened a few times.
Not just that, you got a lot of people with a lot of guns in your shop because that's what everyone's coming to buy. So one person does something not safe, it might quickly become a fight.
Yeah. Because I can deal with, we go out of business, whatever, that's life, right? Things like that can happen, but I won't be able to sleep too well knowing that one of my employees or my partner or somebody is literally gone because of something we didn't take our due diligence with on.
So tell me what's like one good, I don't know, what you got coming up right now?
So me and my partner actually decided maybe 2 hours ago, there was a good deal that we've been offering, and it's been on our Instagram for the last few months.
Okay.
They're American Tactical 7.5-inch barrel length AR pistols. They look sweet. Yes, they're entry level. They might not be the best quality, but we've been putting them for $500 out the door. Out the door. That's after tax.
Everything.
So to cut you off, when he says might not be the best quality, what he's referring to as like, okay, maybe you can't run it over by a truck and get it to function, but you're gonna squeeze that trigger on that gun and it's gonna shoot precisely every time.
Correct. Yeah, it's an entry-level firearm. Yeah, it would be a good.
It's a fun
place to
toy. I
start.
wouldn't call. I'd
Right.
say it's a fun toy, especially
Right,
for me
right.
because I customize the life out of my guns. But yeah.
So my partner and I, we keep getting all these guns, putting them on sale for the weekends, and we noticed by the end of the weekend they're gone. So me and him said, you know what? Let's just get a whole pallet, drop it in our store, and let's just make that our everyday price.
Every day. Sweet.
So Point Blank Firearms will be the home of the $499.97.
Go make
Yeah.
sure you go get yours.
Out the door, so there's that $30-something, no tax, $4.99 out the door. You won't find a better deal than that. The idea with this is to extend the good deal that we've got through our distributor reached out to us, or the manufacturer themselves, and said, hey, you guys are flying through them because we cater to our community with those, and we're going to give it to you for an even cheaper price. Now, maybe some other people will keep our price the same while we're getting it for cheaper, but no, we want to offer that deal to you guys because you guys are the ones that made that happen. So $4.99 out the door, AR-15 with a stock pistol, Point Blank Firearms.
Let's get it.
Yeah, then let's rock and roll them.
So, Ramy, we appreciate you coming here and you share your story with your attorney journey, and with you, Mo, how you guys linked up and how you guys made that beautiful business. And I hope you
That
guys.
was only like 1% of the story, man. Maybe
that's.
maybe 20%, but that's like
I didn't finish with them. I really have a lot of questions for them, but it's too late, and we always gonna chill. We always gonna sit, and I'm sure it's gonna be episode 2 for these two. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming. It was a
appreciate
pleasure,
you
to be
hosting
honest.
us.
Thank you, Habib,
my boy. Thank you for having us.
my baby.
Ramy, baby.
Thank
Appreciate
you. And if anybody has any legal questions, attorney Ramy Hijazi, my firm is called Traffic Court Buddy. Reach out to us on Instagram.
Let's do it.
Let's rock and roll.